going on, my people? Got this real cool mellow thing going on over here today. Life is good. There are no complaints. And every day is what you make it. We just gotta do better than what we did yesterday. You dig? Y'all know the rules. If you got thin skin, if you're sensitive, if you can't take constructive criticism, and you're not trying to do better, there's no need in coming here. Because that's what we do here. All in love. What's going on? What's going on? My people. I love saying that. My people. I told somebody one time that if I had to, I'd pay a monthly membership fee to be black. I swear I would. As long as it didn't exceed my budget. I don't know, I might even just borrow money occasionally if I had to. But listen, yeah. Hope everybody, hope everybody been making the moves, the daily moves that result in a cool life. Because that's where it comes from. Everything is a puzzle piece. You don't make a cool life today by doing something. You do a whole bunch of incremental things that result in one big puzzle piece of a cool life. Right. But we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. Anything less is civilized, right? It's uncivilized. You know what I think about a lot? Some of us who can't understand some of the things we see and hear. I think about, listen, there's a scripture in the Bible, and I know where we all went wrong. Grandma and grandpa gone. That's where we went wrong, because when mama was still acting a fool out in the streets doing her hot girl summer stuff, grandmama was still putting that information in us. Grandpa was still, showing us how a man moves in the world. Take that away. Then all you got between you, here's grandmama and grandpa. Here's you. And here's your mama. Take that away. You have nothing keeping you from the foolishness of mama. Mama was going to be young, you know what I mean? But she needed some correction. And what I mean by that is the things that she wasn't doing correctly, grandma and grandpa was the second filter to that. They made sure 100% of her foolishness didn't get to you. There's a scripture that says, and likewise, older women teach the younger women. Because if they don't, how are you going to know the things that you need to know, right? This is really just common sense. I think that's easier than common sense. You can't come out knowing everything, right? So let me make sure that I'm giving y'all a decent show. Microphone check 1 2. What? I got to get some better lyrics done, or else come up with a newer song. Right. Mic check, and we good. But listen, you know who took, in today's society, who took grandma and grandpa's place? I've come to understand the young girls don't just come out the womb bitter and hatred filled, right? Most extreme behaviors are taught or encouraged from some other source, right? I have trouble believing that extreme behaviors just, having only been on this earth for a limited amount of time, it's very ironic that you can go online right now and see a 14-year-old girl twerking on all fours, like a mixed breed dog in heat, and displaying her disdain verbally for men, right? When in actuality, at 14, You haven't even been on this planet long enough to even have your own experience, let alone enough experience for you to have already made some type of conclusion about men, right? And understanding that, it's only logical that these girls are forming these hate-filled opinions. It's only logical that these girls aren't forming these hate-filled experiences by themselves on their own limited experiences. They're getting it from a group of women which I call the OBWs. Older, bitter women. The OBWs. Older, bitter women. These are older, bitter women who are currently treading through the swamps and sewage of karma that they created for themselves over the last 10, 20 years, right? Think about that. Think about learning from somebody who's currently swimming in the swamps of karma that they created for themselves over the last 10, 20 years. What can you teach me? We're going to get into that. And now they're online talking about their experiences, but leaving out the parts of what they did to deserve the karma that's happening to them right now. Right? Watch this. I want you to see what's going on in our community. I want you to see this.
Some men will use space as a way to cheat. They'll start arguments with you and pick off small situations just to make them big, just to say that they need space. Some men see space as a temporary single.
You see what I'm talking about? It's very clear that this woman has experienced, it's very clear she's experienced that, or she wouldn't even be so informed on it. So my question is, what were you doing? What were you doing that was so bad that it made a man go so far as to fake an argument just so he could put some distance between you and him? Right? Young ladies, these people you're listening to online, challenge these people's statements and arguments. You got to challenge this stuff. Don't just take what they say. But we're not done yet. Here she is again. And by the way, I didn't have to go to her page and look around for the most negative clips. She came through my For You feed, and I saw how dark that post was. So I went to her page, and it was one after the other, all in order. Horrible, dark experiences. And these are the educators of our young women today, right? Check this out, though. Do I have it? Yeah, let's go.
Let's keep it real. If you can go home and lie to the person that's being honest with you, cheat on the person that's being faithful to you, disrespect the person.
Listen, I promise you, I didn't just randomly go through her page looking for these. One dark experience after another. And the crazy part is, if you listen to her, if you can go home and lie to the person that's being honest with you, cheat on the person that's being faithful to you. We know she's referencing to men, right? The number one problem I have with that is how crazy the assumption that women are being honest and faithful and men are being deceitful. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but here's the thing. Listen, ladies, we're not letting women continue to promote the false stigmata of women being victims and men being villains anymore. We can clear this up right now. Black men have rebranded themselves and improved significantly over the last 20 years. All of those things that used to be said about us, yeah, 45% of black men are single and don't have kids. 45, that's almost half, right? There was a survey that was recently taken that said that Out of all ethnic groups, black men are the most intimately involved in their children's lives, all the way down to small details like coming over to feed them and taking them to school and things like that. And according to one study in Indiana University, as it pertains to cheating with men and women, it's a dead heat. Men cheated 20%, women cheated 20%. And 40% of women who are in relationships right now already have backup plans and know exactly who the man's name is that's going to replace you. We all know that's cheating by itself. That's cheating by itself. And I mean, to be honest, if you really, really want to go there, 30% of the children in the United States right now are with the wrong father. You heard me. 30% of the children in the United States right now are calling the wrong man daddy. 30%. That's only 20 away from half. And the reason is because a lot of women are more low down than men ever were. Don't get no worse than coming back from a vacation or something, knowing what you just did, and living the next 18 years letting your man believe that that's his kid. You gotta be some type of skunk to do something like that, but it's being done. So yeah, ladies, we're not gonna keep on living that old expired painting of men automatically being the culprits and women automatically being the victims. The stats say different. The stats say different. But listen, we have to start shunning these women. I'm talking about you too, ladies. You have to start shunning your friends when you know that they're poisoning girls, and you know your friends better than anyone. You know half the stuff she's saying. You know the specific relationships that girl messed up. You know what she did. So look, we got to start shunning these people, these women who are intentionally spreading this dark, toxic, broken woman behavior to our younger girls, because they have become big mama. The girls need somebody to listen to. This is who they're listening to. Young girls, at the bare minimum, I'm asking you to do this. These women you're listening to, jump in their comments. Jump in their comments where these posts are that you read and challenge them. Ask them what dysfunction did they contribute to the relationships that didn't work. Ask them about that. And when they say none, or they minimize their part, that's even better. Because now you know to unfollow, block, and run. There is no relationship where one person was 100% in the wrong all the time and one person was 100% in the right. That's not life. That's not life. To the young black women who still have their futures ahead of them, don't let these women turn you into something that no man desires, sweetie. Do you see the predicament that last generation's women are in right now? Only 1 out of 4 of them will get married. You don't want that for yourself, sweetie. That's a very bad life to live. Paying all of your bills by yourself, taking on stress of the world by yourself, hearing something at night and in your house and having to examine it by yourself. You don't want that. That's not life. That's struggle. You don't want that. I know you don't really have many people to talk to. Listen, but you got to find more people who you hear talking more positive. Stop going to these pages that are spewing this darkness out. Life is better than darkness. Everything's not just dark. You got to know that. Go somewhere and get some uplifting. Don't let these women just mess your life up. Don't let these women turn you into something that men do not desire. I hope you hear me when I'm saying that. When men don't desire you, they'll use you as a sex object. You'll never go out in public with them. They'll never hold your hands. They'll never lay there with you after the sex. They'll just get up and want to leave because that's how they view you. You've allowed somebody to help encourage you to become that, right? And none of the black men want that for you. If you don't get polluted, if you don't get tainted, you're going to be an amazing young woman. Just stay away from that darkness. These women have already this over for them. And that's why you're hearing, they know it. That's why you're hearing what you're hearing from them. And I sympathize with them because I can understand. Who wants to look up and say, this is it for me? But that is a result of past decisions, right? You haven't even had enough experiences yet by yourself. So being bitter is not the thing. You can't even justify being bitter. Listen, life is hard by yourself. I promise you. It's hard by yourself. 20 years ago, I remember they said 20 years ago that this was 20 years ago that they said it takes a two-person income to live a comfortable life. So what do you think it is now? We went through 2 recessions in your lifetime. One in 2008, the pandemic, and they say that there's an economic hurricane coming within the next 2-3 months. You don't want no parts of that by yourself, sweetie. I want you to start asking yourself, these women, where did they get all of these dark experiences from that they've encountered, right? And what did you do to deserve them? Those are the parts that these women aren't preaching to you on social media. No one's going on social media telling you, so what? I did give his brother some dome, or what y'all call it, some guac 2,000, or is it 3,000? Some guac 3,000. She's not putting that part on there. Or maybe they did nothing at all. Maybe the men of the world are just picking on them. Yeah, I hope you know better than that. And to the women with the fake eyelashes, fake hair, 3-inch nails and talons, and so much makeup, you look like something from a circus freak show. You come out dressed like everything that black men have told you that they do not desire. So why should you feel upset and become bitter and scorn when men treat you like whatever it is that you look like? Make that make sense for me. A piñata gets swung on. It doesn't get swung on because it looks like a 5-month-old baby child. It gets swung on because it looks like a piñata. I go to Pizza Hut when I want pizza. I go to Burger King when I want burgers. I go to charities, gala, and events when I'm looking for a wife. I go to the club and to the streets and to women with tons of fake hair, eyelashes, makeup, and skimpy clothing when I want to have sex with someone I don't have to respect or commit to. Some of those things may be factors on how men treat you too, but it's just a thought. Check this out.
Let me tell y'all how to spot a lame even when he's single. One of the biggest tips is when he's comfortable being posted up, being posted out with different women all the time. Real men, a real boss mentality, a boss status, don't want to be seen with nobody if it ain't his wife or his girlfriend. He don't want no hoes, getting no clout, or even being attached to his name.
I hope you guys heard that, right? She says you can tell when a man is a lame even if he's single. Real men don't want to be seen with different women. Men who are bosses don't want to be seen with no woman who aren't their wives or girlfriend, right? I want you young ladies to see how terrible this girl's information is. I want you to see how bad her ideas are. I want you to see how quickly, just if you use common sense, you can pick her stuff apart. Watch this.
He's got his phone in his cell.
Here, a chronic 3 or a detox anytime soon? We'd love to hear you open up the vaults and release some of that music, man. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Or a Crooked Cop. Thanks a lot, Dre. We appreciate you, man. Have a good night.
Yo, back.
Get in here? Excuse me.
Hey, just one. Thank you. Here, gentlemen. Oh, yeah.
Stay a little bit longer with her.
That's not his girlfriend or wife. How could that be true? The first one was Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, walking with his mistress in public while he's still married. The second was Dr. Dre, walking with April Jones. The third one was Kanye West. He's not even divorced yet. And that's like the second girl he's been in public with. Second or third. Listen, if I'm single, but I won't entertain the company of other women, how will I, when it's time for me to get serious, how will I ever know who the right person is for me to get serious with if I won't spend time with women and get to know them? Wouldn't that be crazy, right? I just sit in the house all day long, and I guess I get a wild hair up my butt and say it's time for me to get married. I'm X amount years old. I won't even have any prospects if I haven't been talking to women. If I don't have some names at the top of my head who I've interacted with and I know they may be viable candidates for me. Anyone who has eyeballs and is currently alive knew that should have knew that what she was saying was completely corrupted. I picked it apart in all of like 20 seconds. Also, Drake supposedly has a guy whose sole job is to get online and look for women who may be Drake's type and fly them out. My point is this. These women that you young ladies are listening to, do you see how fast I picked apart her ideologies and her theories and her ideas? None of that stuff made sense. Right? None of it. I just showed you. All of it was not by facts. Yes, men do that. I just showed you. This is the same faulty, incorrect information she's feeding you young girls that just got picked apart really fast. By the way, for those of you who didn't know, everybody in that video was a billionaire. Yeah, and I doubt if any of them cares that her definition of a lame is them. She can't acquire those type of men. But listen, I want to show you one more thing.
Why do y'all forgive family for the same shit that you would not forgive a friend for?
I gotta play that again, actually.
Why do y'all forgive family for the same shit that you would not forgive a friend for?
Watch this. She says, why do y'all forgive family for the same stuff you won't forgive a friend for? It's heartbreaking that I even have to explain this, right? And I hope it's heartbreaking for you too. But it's because family is family unto the end. We've been raised all of our lives that blood is thicker than water, and it is. I have friends I won't die for. Family members you go to war for. You grew up in the same house with them. You have a blood commitment to each other. You see each other at family events for the rest of your lives. It would only make sense that if you have bumped heads, that you make amends if you have to see each other for the rest of your lives. It's like everything about this young girl is really, well, she's not even young, I don't think. She's probably okay, she's, I don't know, she's probably touching 30, but yeah, you're tied to each other for the rest of your lives. So through so many people. Again, it's heartbreaking that I even just had to explain this. But listen, we're about to wrap this up. But before I go, I want to show you ladies something. This is probably the scariest part. What does it say? She says, girl, look at the one that says, what does it say? Girl, tell us, because most of the time we blind. She's admitting that they don't know nothing, that they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, it's not good. Ladies, don't latch on to women like this. Do not latch on to women like this and take what they say as truth, unless you want to sound like these women and have experiences similar to these women's in the next 5 years. Life is serious, ladies. It's very serious. There's a lot of women right now in their 40s praying to God every night. I'm going to show you guys a different aspect of my show. I'm going to let you see some of the screenshots I have from dating sites and things like that I've recorded, that there's really old women online and they're wishing to God they had another chance right now because they did all of that women's feminist bull crap. Speaking of which, I want to show you something right fast. I'm going to pull that up. It's very important that you ladies see this. I want you to watch this. I just want a little bit of your time. Give me a little bit of your time. I need you to see this. Is that it? There it goes. There it goes. Praise Jehovah. It's loading up right now. Loading up right now. If you didn't listen to any of this show, I need you to listen to this part.
And the team loses, they're going to come at you, right? Because you're the leader. You're the quarterback. If we're the leader of the community, and if black women are so out of control, or modern women are so out of control, then ain't that on us? Yeah.
But if the team decided we don't need to listen to this leader anymore, we got this. We can play the game without you and win. Matter of fact, we'll get further without your leadership. Only to find out, you thought the leader was insignificant, but he was the most valuable player. But you didn't learn that until you went out there trying to play games without listening to the leader, because you thought you knew more than the leader. You thought you can get further without the leader. You thought life would be more beneficial without the leader leading you. Now you're dealing with the ramifications, what have you, of a team with no leader, no direction, no instruction. Then, after abandoning leadership, you don't get to come back and point your finger in that leader's face and say, we lost games because you wasn't there. You wasn't there. It's your fault. It's your fault. No. You come back and say, I was wrong, boss. Forgive me. I thought I didn't need you. I thought I could do it without you. I see that. I need you just as much as you need me. But no. These women want to blame the leader because they decided they didn't need that leader's leadership. Now they dealing with the results of not having a leadership, and they coming back blaming the leader when the leader ain't the one told them to leave in the first place. Who told them to leave is people that don't even play the game that you're playing. Moral of the story, ladies, let's just admit we was wrong. We was wrong. Feminism lied to us. Simps lied to us. Older women who came before us lied to us. It's okay. It's okay. We was wrong. There is something so beautiful about a woman that's able to be vulnerable and admit that she was wrong. You was wrong, baby. You was wrong.
My problem is this. If you won't listen to men and you won't listen to women, How can things get better for you? Do you know what a man will do for a woman like that? I might climb in her DM just based on her behavior. Men take care of women like that. She's not going to be a big problem in life. She's not going to have me running around the house stressing. Yeah, but I'm going to say this and we're going to close. You don't want to sound like these women. You don't want the lives that these women have. I promise you, you don't. Analyze their info over and over in your head and see if it really makes sense. You've seen how fast I picked apart her philosophies. It was even pulling up the stuff that I knew off the top of my head and where to go get it to prove it. The whole thing was like 6 minutes. Going to get the clips that I knew to go get. You can't be hypnotized, baffled, and brainwashed with 6 minutes worth of bad information. Surely to God, it takes more than that for somebody to get over on you. Like, seriously. Ladies, let's start calling out our friends when it's starting to sound like everything that they say when they open their mouth is something dark and negative. That's real. That's a big part of it too. There's a cool way that you can call your friends out and let them know that their energy is affecting you, and it's cool to give a compliment here and there. Call your friends out, ladies. Call your friends out. More than likely, all of this is because of repercussions that she ended up having to deal with later in life from some bad decisions that she made earlier in life. That's what all of this is about. And no one wants to be, even me. There's not a lot of people who don't like to blame something else, especially, when you're trying now, when you're trying to do better now. But no one wants to say, I'm getting what I deserve. So you know what people will do? They'll start making justifications and they'll start overlooking the things that they did to get the karma that they're receiving right now. They'll start telling people that they're a victim. No. Listen, have you ever noticed Have you ever noticed that you don't often hear Beyonce talking about crack addiction? She didn't create that experience for herself. You don't often hear people like Jessica Biel talking about men won't stop calling her whores. She didn't create that experience for herself. So she has very limited knowledge on how to even speak about these things. It's not something she's knowledgeable upon. Anybody who has that much negative stuff that they're knowledgeable on, that's in their database, they've created an environment of that they had to walk throughout life. You can tell that girl's been through something. More than likely, she brought it up on herself, or she wouldn't be so angry. Go back at this video. Look how dark her face looks when she talks, and listen to how sinister her voice sounds. This girl is tainted, and she's not good for any man. The only thing she can do is be used as a sex object. That's about it. Look at the girl's comments. It's clear to me that y'all know. That screenshot that I showed you. Look at that girl's comments. Girl, tell us, girl, because what she say? We don't be knowing. Like, it's a bad place to be in when you don't know a lot of things, because then someone can slide right into your database, your mindset with their poison. Yeah. She was basically saying like, hey, we crazy, girl, and voluntarily just following bad information. But ladies, I want you to see that you're getting information from very troubled people. And they're inadvertently laying some of their curses off on you. You cannot create great experiences and live a positive life and have nothing but bad, dark experiences to push out. But this applies to men too. We're wrapping this up. This applies to men too. If you regularly listen to people who this is why you go to their page, who regularly have more negative things to say than positive, I hate to be the one to break it to you, and I'm not making light of it because I'm dead serious. But more than likely, there's something a little bit wrong inside of you too, or you wouldn't even be able to entertain that. You wouldn't desire to entertain it. Yeah. But and to the young lady whose account that is, I'm dead serious when I say please seek professional help. You can probably be a lot more amazing woman than you are. You've incurred some damage along the dating highway. You've been in multiple dating highway wrecks. But the cool thing is that stuff can get fixed. You should desire to get fixed so you can be a more pleasant influence in other people's lives, not dark. You don't want people knowing you to be dark. And this is my opinion, whoever your friends are, if people were to ask them about you, I'm certain that they would say you're not the type that likes it when someone gets a new car or they get a promotion at their job or they have a relationship that's going amazing. You're probably not the type of person who likes to see other people doing well. Again, the cool thing is that stuff can get fixed. But until it does, things are going to be tough for you. All right, people, we're going to wrap it up. That's just till tomorrow, though. And until then, we're going to get better each and every day. My word. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. I want y'all to see how I be moving sometimes too, because I'm kind of fly. Check me out now. Hold on. What was that? The flu? And then we got the All right, get up out of my airspace, y'all. Get up out of my airspace. Stop copying my moves and stuff. Much love to all my people.